and welcome. You're watching Market Fatafat on ET now with me, Sneelisha, and with me today is Shrishti Sharma. And this is a show where we are going to take you through all the buzzers in today's trade, all the stocks that are garnering attention, either on the back of individual news flows or their quarterly updates coming in. But before we do that, let me bring on show our technical expert for today, who's Ashish Kyal, founder and CEO at Wave Strategy Advisors. And from the research team today, we are being joined by Gaurav. Thank you so much, both of you all, for joining us on the show. But on that note, let me kickstart the show then and talk about Ashoka Buildcon. Now, this stock is in focus today, and shares climbed as much as 5% today after the company's joint venture, where it is the lead member, emerged as the lowest bidder for a 1,668 crore rupee project touted by the City and Industrial Development Corporation of Maharashtra, commonly known as CIDCO. The engineering, procurement and construction, which is the EPC project, involves the integrated development of wide roads, the construction of major and minor structures, as well as associated electrical works as part of this project. Earlier this month, the company secured another project worth 474 crores, and this is a back-to-back order win coming in for this company, and a significant one at that. And on the back of this news flow, the stock is almost 2.5% higher as we speak.
All right, then moving on, and let's shift focus to TCS. Then the results due today and what we are expecting on the number front. Let's take you through that. First of all, on the constant currency term, we are expecting a growth of 1.1% on a sequential basis. The dollar revenue can see a jump of 2%, while the margins can also see a jump of 40 basis points on a quarter-on-quarter basis, and 25% is our expectation. On to the profit figure, 12,450 crores is what ET Now poll is suggesting, and the TCV is expected to be around 8 to 10 billions of dollars. Now let's also put the spotlight on the factors that could be at play. Then we expect that the US dollar revenue could be at $55 million quarter on quarter. There could be an incremental contribution from BSNL, expecting a pickup in the US BFSI and the project ramp-ups. And along with that, the key to watch out will be the management commentary and the kind of deal wins that they are expecting in the times ahead, and different kind of verticals that they do share the outlook on that particular front. So all eyes on TCS, but just ahead of the earnings. And just a while back, the stock was holding on to itself in the green, but for now it's trading in the red with a cut of almost 1%.
The steep cut coming in fact, on TCS today, and just a few hours till we see those numbers coming in. But Ashish, you've picked out Bharat Dynamics on the chart for us. Now, if I pull up the last 1 year chart, the stock has more than doubled. Do you think going ahead, this positive momentum may continue for the stock, or do you now pencil in some slowdown for the stock going ahead?
See, if you look at Bharat Dynamics, we can clearly see very strong move on the upside that has happened in the past. Over past few months, we can see that the stock has corrected on the downside. But having said that, there is a possibility we can see a strong reversal back towards the level of around 1500. So overall, the outlook is bullish. The stock has managed to break above its fourth 20 days and 10 days average also. We can expect the target of 1500 on the upside. On the downside, one can maintain a stop loss around 1130 levels.
Then moving on, let's put the spotlight on Ola Electric, and Gaurav, take us through what's the latest development with regards to Ola Electric.
Well, yes. When we talk about Ola Electric, this stock is in focus, and the reason being that earlier the company has received show cause notice from the government on the non-compliance with the multi-provision of the Consumer Protection Act 2019, and now Ministry of Heavy Industrials has also asked Ola Electric to submit their response on the allegations and grievances raised by the consumers. Now what MHI has said, that is, they have actually directed ARAI, which is a testing agency, to seek responses from Ola Electric on the issue, and as per the norms, the beneficiary has to maintain service centers to address customer grievance and on complaints, and on back of this they will be watching out on if Ola is doing it rightly. Apart from that, Ola is also facing alleged violations on consumer rights, misleading advertisements and unfair trade, and on back of this, if you look at the stock performance also, it is under pressure today. It is down more than 4.5%, so definitely watching out on what happens in Ola Electric now.
Absolutely. This stock is tanking away in today's trade, but let's shift focus, and from Ola Electric, let's talk about GMR Airports now. And this stock is in focus because GMR Airports has officially embarked on the transformation of Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar International Airport in Nagpur. And just yesterday, Prime Minister Narendra Modi has also laid the foundation for the same. Now, on the back of this, we also have a brokerage note coming in from Jefferies this morning. They've maintained a buy rating with a target price of 106 rupees per share, and they say that GMR's signing of this Nagpur airport concession has finally come to light. And this airport is a relatively small one currently, but the city is of strategic importance, being at the geographic center of India. Now, this agreement should lead to a stronger growth trajectory for GMR Airports going ahead. This is what Jefferies is flagging off. So, well, maintained a buy rating with a target price of 106 rupees per share. That's the call coming in from Jefferies on GMR Airports.
Alright, then let's also talk about the insurance companies, because they are in focus on the back of a Goldman Sachs note on the same, because Goldman Sachs has turned more constructive on the life insurance space, and they do see an improvement in the operating environment. The corporates asserts limited impact of the new regulations, and they see VNB growth acceleration for the private players, with rate cut cycle to see an increase in the embedded value as well. The valuations continue to look attractive to Goldman Sachs, as they also highlight that the product mix set is expected to stabilize in the second half, with margins potentially bottoming out by Q4. They do like HDFC Life as well as SBI Life at this point. For HDFC, they continue maintaining their buy stance with the target price of 820 rupees, while for SBI Life, continue to maintain a buy rating with a target price of 2000 rupees. So on the back of these notes, both the insurance companies and life insurers are in focus, and as of now holding on to the gains of almost 1%.
Okay, so well, that's the reason you have insurance companies in focus today. But let's once again take it to the technicals. And Ashish, you've picked out Siemens for us. Now, when I take a look at the charts, just on a year-to-date basis, this stock is close to doubling in terms of its price. Where are you seeing the price going ahead, and what's the momentum that you are spotting on the charts?
Siemens, we can clearly see the stock after a good run-up formed a consolidation pattern, and it is now again forming a rounding bottom kind of a pattern and giving a breakout of the same. So the overall weekly charts are positive. We can clearly see it has been finding good supports, showed a very strong bounce back. Despite of some correction that we saw in the broader market, Siemens has outperformed. From here, there is a possibility the stock can move up towards the level of 8,000 over near term, and possibly 8,500 also can be there on the card. So the overall outlook is positive for 8,500 as the target. On the downside, one can maintain a stop loss of 7,350 levels.
Alright, those are the technicals level to track when it comes to Siemens. But Gaurav, take us through what's happening with Mass Financials and why there's an upsurge in the stock today.
Well, yes, this counter is in focus, and this is on the back of the brokerage note. Now, Equirus has initiated with long rating and a target price of 401 rupees a note on this stock. What they are saying is that the company is consistent, conservative and compliant, and it is actually a classic lending model is what Equirus is saying. Apart from that, what they are saying is that the company is actually shifting their focus more into retail channels, and they are also geographically diversifying, and that is the reason we may see some uptick in the earnings. They are actually aiming to double their asset under management almost in the next 2 to 3 years, which is again going to play in a positive favor for the company. Apart from that, what they are saying is that company has healthy asset quality, and lastly, when we talk about profitability, there also they are saying some stability in the profitability because of the business model that the company is following. On the back of this, they have maintained their long rating and a target price of 401 rupees, and as a result, we saw some uptick in this counter. The stock is up almost by 2.5%. So definitely a stock which is worth tracking out of for the next few quarters.
Okay, so bullish notes coming in on Mass Financial from Equirus. But Ashish, once again coming back to you, you've picked out M&M on the charts for us, and this has in fact been making it on a lot of technical analyst radar, and a lot of brokerage notes also recently we've been seeing for this stock. Now, last 1 month itself, the stock is up by roughly 20%. What's your view going ahead?
If you look at M&M, the stock has definitely showed a very strong outperformance, and there is absolutely no reversal. We can clearly see it's still making higher highs and higher lows. There is no slowdown in momentum. We can see that after forming a low around pivot low at 2990, it has again inched higher and about to break towards 52 high on the upside. So the tone is bullish for M&M. We can see that the auto stocks can start performing well from here on, and M&M is leading the entire space. On the upside, the target for the stock is around 3,500 levels, and on the downside, one can maintain a support of around 3,100 levels.
All right, that's the technical take coming in on M&M. But with this, viewers, it's time to wrap this additional Market Fatafat. Thank you so much, Ashish, for joining us today, as well as Gaurav for highlighting all the buzzers in trade right now. But with this, me and Snehi will also take your leave. Thank you so much for watching.
There comes a time when your heart calls for you to arise. Plant your feet solid into the ground. Decide your own limits. And then break right through them. Become something more. It's my time to rise.